This is Bad Karma Wrestling.
Give me a hell yeah!
With no gimmick Nick Johnston.
It doesn't matter how you feel!
And David Double D Dykstra.
To BK Dub, BK Dub, BK Dub. Bad Karma Wrestling in the building. It is your favorite pro wrestlers' favorite wrestling show here, live from Illinois Media School. I'm Nick, No Gimmicks Nick Johnson. To my right, my tag team partner,
David Double D Dykstra. Hell
yes, exactly right. Ready to roll, ready to roll. Got tons of stuff today. We're talking a little Backlash. We're talking some releases because that dropped, what, a couple hours after we were done last week?
Yeah. Thanks.
Perfect timing.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
After I had kind of talked up Braun Strowman a little bit too, funny enough. So we got the releases to get to on WWE side of things. Backlash card, a little bit of something extra. AEW's cooking once again. Going to be over in Hoffman Estates this coming Wednesday. So that ought to be fun and dandy. We're going to talk a little bit beach break.
I'm a little sad that I'm not going, but I'm not
missing
going.
out.
I couldn't get the day off.
It's not a big time show.
Yeah.
Between that, you got a little bit of online controversy with Ricochet as well. You know, he not only is he stealing legs in real life, he's stealing people's I guess their identity online. So, or not
Good
really,
times.
not really stealing identities, but
Good times.
deleting tweets, getting tweets deleted. So there you go. And then not Scotty's World today, but Frankie's World.
Scotty's World via Frankie.
Exactly right. So all that, tons more in between. But if you're ready to roll, I'm ready to roll.
Let's roll.
Let's get it going. Talk a little WWE. Like I said, they dropped it, just a little media day drop. That's usually what they do, a little weekend thing, just trying to get away with it.
Under the radar.
Yeah, exactly right.
No one paying attention.
We saw. But a slog of WWE releases. Here are the following names from this release.
Go name by name, and
Sure.
Because part of this was, is there any worth? Are they going to go anywhere?
Exactly right. And then
and why don't we do it name by name, and we can.
Exactly right. That was going to be my follow-up. What is their future? Anyone worth scooping type deal? So let's go name by name. Start off with the big man, Braun Strowman.
If he doesn't go to Japan, he's an idiot.
I can see that.
Listen, and I'm talking New Japan. I'm not talking Noah.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking New Japan. New Japan loves their scary big dudes.
Yes.
All the way back to Bruiser Brody, Stan Hansen, all those guys. Vader, Brock. All those guys have made tons of money over in Japan because they're big. Lance Archer makes more money probably over in Japan than he does here in the U.S.
I'm sure it's probably 50-50, yeah. I don't know, TK.
I think he sells more merch in Japan.
Okay, that's a good point.
So, Braun goes over to Japan. I think he becomes probably not a huge star, but a star where he's one of those guys that people come to see.
Yeah, I mean, enough to get people over. He'd be a big pop for sure. Again, very recognizable name. Like you said, you can't not see this guy coming from a mile away. He's humongous, but... for some, I mean, I'm kind of 50-50 on Braun Strowman where, he was hurt, can't sit there and pay him the whole time. I think his knees are basically shot, but he still does a solid job of, on the way out, put over Bronson Reed. Who else did he just put over right before? Braun Breaker, too.
Yeah, well, and here's my thing, and I forgot to say this before we really got started.
Yeah.
The word was coming out of WWE that these were people that were either injury prone or they weren't putting in the work at the PC.
And we saw a couple of quotes that kind of confirm somewhat of that a little bit. But,
that wasn't a smart little quote.
Yeah, working 3 to 4 days a week doesn't, saying that to an athlete or an ex-athlete, that doesn't really translate. You're not really going to get sympathy out of that one there, GG, but or not GG. That was
No, that was GG.
That was
GG.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
That was GG.
Okay, gotcha.
Damn it.
Regardless, I'll say this before we get into any more names, in all honesty. This set of releases, I don't think the next Swerve got released here. I don't think the next, Stone Cold got released here. I don't think the next... I don't even know.
Keep going through the names, and I'll tell you anybody that I think could possibly.
Like I said, there's potential, but there's no one that's glaring right away. He just goes, "Oh, how can you get rid of X person?" I didn't get that reaction from this.
No, there was no
releases.
holy crap moment where you were like.
And again, to piggyback really quickly on what else you just said, it's just also that whole narrative online of like, "Oh, WWE, record-breaking sales here, record-breaking revenue." Sometimes you can't have 300 people. You can't have 300 wrestlers on your roster. You need to be able to shed the fat a little bit. So
trim it.
Yeah. Again, while
plus, and we're going to talk about this later. Yeah. You also just did buy the majority stake in another promotion.
Yeah, which we'll get to.
And released and hired them onto your contract.
Exactly. So they needed to make room for some AAA signings as well. We'll get to that in just a little bit. So Braun Strowman. Next up, Dakota Kai.
I really want to see her in AEW. I think she would do great in that atmosphere. It's more of a wrestlers promotion, and I think Dakota never connected with the audience, even though everybody and their mother wanted her to win the freaking IC title.
Yeah. And I mean, I always still remember the big pop she got after she turned in War Games. That was a big one too, obviously. But the rumor, or the what I was reading up, it was injuries and just the idea that while yes, she probably would have been on TV prominently, but she would have never been at the level of a Charlotte, a Rhea, a Shayna, or a Bianca Belair.
Io.
Yeah, she just while she probably would have been in those matches, just definitely would have never gotten over any one of those names. So kind of she saw her ceiling.
You never know though.
Yeah, but if there is one name,
Dakota is that one name that I would be like, she could go somewhere else and blow up.
If there is one name, exactly right, that might go over to at least AEW, I would probably say.
If Dakota it's not AEW, it's definitely TNA.
Yeah. Next up, Shayna Baszler. I would say again, haven't really seen a ton from her. If we're gonna see her anywhere else, probably the G1 or the Bloodsport type
GCW.
Deal. Yeah, the GCW stuff. I'm sure she probably actually likes that.
This one?
Yeah, second, right in the middle.
Is it middle?
Yep.
No,
you're right there.
I'll go right here. Shayna Baszler never had a decent match in her entire WWE career.
Including NXT?
Including NXT.
Okay.
Underwhelming, overly hyped. She's going to end up doing GCW, and she'll probably talk Ronda into joining her there. I'm being dead serious when I say that.
That could be good. Like I said,
that
no rope stuff that they do, the blood sport.
Yeah. The NXT Underground.
Yeah. Is that or not? Again, exactly right.
But like I said,
Yeah, I think that would be her route. Kaden Carter.
You might as well put them as a tag team because they're going to sign with TNA and be like that next great female tag team in TNA.
Gotcha. Katana Chance?
Yep.
Same breath?
Yeah, same breath. I don't think they sign somewhere without being a duo.
Gotcha. Now on to Gigi Doylan.
That one hurt me.
Gotcha.
But then I found out why, and I was like, damn it. But, yeah, I think Gigi has all the talent in the world. Wouldn't be surprised to see her in AEW.
Okay.
To be honest with you. She fits that mold again.
Formerly dating Darby Allin, who's currently on a mountain right now, and didn't know that, so she's got Gigi Doylan, and he's Darby Allin. They both were dating, like I said, and then they had a fascination for Gigi Allin, that lead singer of that punk band.
Okay.
So I guess they're into big guys that like to fling around their poop.
She's with one of the Rascals now.
Okay.
So she might go TNA.
That could be.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
How about Riley Osborne?
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, Chase U. He's going to go back to the Indies, or he might go back. Is he? He's Australian, right?
Yeah, he's dating Blair Davenport. They're both Australian. Yeah, of course, they fired
Blair
him right
Davenport
after.
and him will end up somewhere, either back over in England, Australia, somewhere in there, because Blair's huge over there. So.
How about Eddie Thorpe?
Eddie Thorpe, I think, is Indies bound.
Yeah. Let me get a. Was it?
He's a B version of Tatanka.
Carl Fredericks. When I look up him, okay. Yeah. Not quite sure. Doesn't really ring a bell. So.
No. Yeah. There's some people that you just didn't make a mark at all.
How about Gallus, Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang?
If they're smart, they go back to England.
Yeah.
They go back over to Europe and just make butt tons of money over there.
And then you're going to lose this one on me. I honestly have been missing. I don't
Go
really
ahead.
recall. Ora Mensa.
Yeah.
Huh?
He was with Noam Dar and Metaphor.
How about a simile for I don't know who you are?
I would Indies. Yeah, Indies.
Javier Bernal.
Indies. 100%
Oof.
Indies.
And then, not an official release, but Shotzi Blackheart's contract will not be renewed after this.
I wouldn't be shocked to see Shotzi in AEW. Definitely TNA.
Okay.
Definitely TNA, maybe AEW. That women's division needs to get deeper on AEW.
A little bit, yeah. I think we kind of got your main 4 or 5 gals that you're going to see.
You
Monet.
get it to a main 10 where you can have multiple people, because there are 2 women's titles in AEW.
Yeah.
Vying, you have 4 vying for each. That'd be solid.
Sounds about right. So yeah, like I said, I think we're kind of on par, at least for a couple of these where we might see again. All these names you jump out, none of them's like, oh my God, how do you let them go? How do you let that slip through the crack? I'm rooting for them. I hope that becomes the case for some of them, but I just don't see it right now.
Did you see Matt Cordona's advice to him?
Yeah, he usually drops the same thing around this time. Just
you
kind
can
of
either fade into the
yeah.
indies and just make your money as a former WWE guy, or recreate yourself and become an indie god.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, I think he was like he went like 3 different rounds, like fade into nothing, don't do anything after this, just kind of ride the coattails of being your own WWE gimmick, or just kind of completely recreate yourself. Ooh,
Cora Jade.
Cora Jade, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or as I like to call her, Paige 2.0. Already announced that she's going to have an OnlyFans site.
Okay, yeah, that's the one I was looking for. I remember one's just going straight to OF, and I thought it was Gigi, but
good for you. If you want to make that money, make that money. I don't care. I'm just saying she's been a wrestler since she was CM Punk believer.
Yeah.
Like CM Punk loves her, so there might be a quote unquote intervention at some point where CM Punk's like, "Come on, get your shit together."
Yeah.
I think that was injuries as well, because she blew out one knee and then blew out another.
There was one that was saying exactly that, where she's like, was it injuries? Was it this? Was that? And then she was just like, no, I'm healthy. I'm good to go. I forgot.
It's Cora.
Yeah.
Probably Cora. Cora has a tendency not to say the right things.
Anything so again, it's just some narratives online. Anything from your point of view, it seems like a majority of this is women, but I could be wrong when I put the... Maybe just because the big name.
Okay,
I think
so let's be real here. Women's division in NXT, stacked. Like, stacked. And I heard there's nothing but athletes coming in, too. So it doesn't surprise me. You have the veterans coming back for WWE.
Well, not doing the math, it isn't a majority. Actually, it's basically a split down the middle. It's 7 girls and 8 guys, including when you drop all 3
bigger
people.
names
Exactly.
on the women's side.
I think that was more or less the outrage, if there was any. The bigger names were on the women's side.
But once again, what are you going to... Nobody's seen Kari Sane in for how long? No one's seen Asuka in how long? Like, there are, and everything that I've heard is Asuka's ready to go. They're just waiting for creative.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So there are people, Alexa Bliss, waiting for the Wyatt Six to become a thing again. So
we don't bench anybody. Speaking of, let's go ahead and talk a little. So we're good on releases.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit of Backlash coming up this Saturday. That'll be tomorrow exactly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to 5 matches on this card. Couple of title matches. Got Gunther taking on a ring announcer, so this ought to be interesting enough. So let's start from the top and get all the way down to the bottom. For the IC title, Dominic Mysterio defending against Penta. which I think this ought to be fun. We've seen time and time again. Obviously, we've seen Penta getting used to the WWE side of things, but still putting his own flair on matches and stuff like that.
He has the best entrance in WWE.
Yeah, his new Tool guitarist being played on his song. He's no longer getting Def Rebelled. It's fantastic. There's always something new. It's either a brand new like laser light or a brand new like smoke machine for Penta. He's always getting something new. So good for him. However, with this being Dominic Mysterio's first title defense, he's probably not gonna drop it right away.
You want my narrative?
We're gonna get some sort of shenanigans, but is it gonna be from Finn Balor or somebody else?
I think it's Finn.
Okay.
I think Dominic's dead to rights by Penta. Finn comes in, saves him, and then the argument begins backstage like on Monday. You wouldn't have that IC title if it wasn't for me, kind of thing, and it's starting to stir the pot even more between Finn and Dominic.
I like that indeed. Because again, you're in that same boat of like Penta can lose, but you shouldn't lose clean in any sort of way right now.
Correct.
So that would be probably the route, and I can accept that. So again, Dominic probably goes home, still the IC title, but Penta loses in a way that it doesn't affect him. So that looks fine to me. If you go with that,
yeah,
cool. On to the U.S. title in a fatal 4-way. Got Jacob Fatu taking on Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, and Damian Priest. This will be another nice little showcase for Jacob Fatu to go ahead and show us how crazy he is. Again, I see another retain, but this is going to be a great showcase nevertheless. So what do we think?
Clean victory.
Oh, yeah.
This will be clean.
Yeah.
This will be clean, and it's probably going to be either Priest or McIntyre that get pinned.
Oh, yeah. And very
just
weird.
Just to show how badass he is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Very weird how, I mean, just because it hasn't been very much like the template for WWE, back-to-back, PLEs or pay-per-views with a fatal 4-way being probably one of the best matches set up for being the card. So pretty solid. Right there.
We sat here and said until we were blue in the face about Mania. I know I wasn't here for all the after Mania talk, but we were saying, that triple threat between EO,
probably
Rhea,
the best match.
Well, not just best match, probably should have been the main event of night 2.
Yeah.
And as it
night
turned,
2? Should have been night 1.
Or nah. So do you put the triple threat night 2 then? I guess would be my question. Because that triple threat with the men's was just as good.
Yeah, very theatrical. Yeah, it's tough. At that point, you kind of I'll just leave it as is.
Okay.
Yeah, no need to stir the pot anymore on that. So Jacob Fatu most likely coming out again, retaining said title.
You feeling okay? You just said you didn't want to stir the pot.
Yeah, we'll get there. Don't worry, we'll get there. My shovel's getting ready. On to the next one, the women's IC title. We got Lyra Valkyria taking on Becky Lynch. Another fiery exchange back and forth between Lyra and Becky Lynch just the other night. Did you just call me recycling?
Yeah, have you enjoyed these promos between these two?
I mean, it's clearly setting up for a Becky versus Bayley, which they're doing the worst job of hiding, calling her just every sort of chance that Bayley has.
Well, that's the payback for taking Bayley out of Mania.
Every sort of chance that Becky has to
out
call
of Mania.
Bayley.
You're out of Mania, but
yeah. You're
gonna get a title shot.
You're gonna get the rub from Becky, but I already had the rub from Becky. You're gonna get another rub. I'm actually kind of with you in the sense that Lyra probably could actually drop this title.
Oh, I think yeah. Once again, they're trying to get the 4 horsewomen to have as many of the titles as possible before they decide to ride off into the sunset.
All right. Oh, then interesting way to not give Sharp the title then, I suppose.
No, I'm talking like the what they call the Triple Crown.
Gotcha.
Kind of thing where you've held all the titles.
That's right.
And now with 2 new titles,
you got to hurry up and get those to get in there.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. You got to slam those
so
together.
I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte, challenges Zelina here soon.
Oh, for the the United States title, which she's going anywhere and everywhere with that title.
As she should, because she knows it's probably a month or 2 before they put it on somebody else.
Yeah.
I just love the fact that she won the U.S. title the same night her husband debuted.
Yeah, it was a nice little token for Malachi to come back. Like, hey, good. Hey, look, we're all good. Hey, how's it going? Everything's nice and shiny. And then when he's in catering for in about 2 months, he'll be like, oh man, that sucks.
I don't know about. I'll tell you what. Since you brought him up, nice sell by Miz last Friday.
Yeah,
that was a good sell for the spit coming out the mouth is always a good thing.
Look, it went a little longer than it should have, but that's just me because I don't think Miz should be going that long for any sort of reason. But
stick to your golf TikTok.
Yeah.
Is it about time for him to ride off into the sunset?
Just about, and you kind of see that the writing's on the wall where he's just kind of putting people over. He's doing the social media stuff. He's the wrestler, or he's the guy that you get when you buy those really expensive VIP packages.
He's the ambassador now.
So when you exactly right when you buy those, now $40,000 tickets that they're putting up for SummerSlam, you get the package to go hang out with a WWE superstar for the day, and you get to go play Topgolf with the Miz.
I'd be cool with that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not paying $40K for that, but yeah.
It does come with some nice seats.
I'm sure it does. Picking up where we're going here, we got Gunther and Pat McAfee in just a good old singles match.
I want ground beef on Pat McAfee's chest.
Oh yeah,
I want chopped sirloin, red, white, and blue chest all over Pat McAfee.
Yes, I think I'm not with the online group that's saying, oh, what are we doing with put Pat McAfee in? It's just like, no, he can go. He clearly can go.
I'll give him this. For a short time span between Mania and Backlash, it's been really tight. It's a pretty damn good storyline.
Yeah, honestly, for what it's worth. Okay. I giggle still, Michael Cole, stick up to those bullies, Michael Cole.
I think you broke my nose.
When it comes to Michael Cole,
his Marsha Brady moment.
Yeah, he breaks. Everything's broken. Everyone's close to death when it comes to Michael Cole. When people have bumps in the ring, it's ridiculous. But yeah, this looks like again sticking up for the younger dog. Here's Pat McAfee, but rumor has it, rumors are swirling that with this Pat McAfee match, it's all to set up the big return for Goldberg. So rumor has it to make an appearance, Goldberg, and then to eventually challenge Gunther. Do we think this is on the horizon? This is not the only rumored appearance people are thinking that's going to happen at Backlash. Cody Rhodes.
It's a possibility. Well, why would Cody feud with a guy who's on?
No, not to come and attack Gunther, but just to come back.
Just be back. Yeah. If it is Goldberg, the sooner he has his last match, the better.
Yeah.
But I will say this. Do not have Gunther job to Goldberg. It is a death sentence. He will have to start off back at the bottom again if he jobs to Goldberg.
Oh, man.
And rebuild his ring general thing.
I mean, it would be the equivalent of, insert whatever famous riot you want to in recent human history. Like, that would be the equivalent of online of people being upset that, again, Goldberg going over a Gunther, if that actually does happen. That would be bonkers.
Because you know what's going to happen in that match, right?
Oh,
Gunther's going to chop Goldberg, and Goldberg's going to no-sell it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which is just absolutely criminal.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely criminal.
It is going to be Goldberg basically having full creativity. He's going to bury him in every sort of way if that's going to be the case. I don't see it being a very long match. It shouldn't be longer than 4 minutes. That's probably an average of what Goldberg matches have actually been. So we'll see. Again, we're kind of putting the cart before the horse. We'll see if that even happens. However, Gunther and Pat McAfee, give them a little bit of time. I think they actually can have a pretty solid matchup.
Oh, McAfee will get his spots.
And for what for what it's worth, I'm really digging at least 3 out of 5 matches here on this card. So this is not too shabby for a fastly put together Backlash. Coming off the WrestleMania so quickly, like you mentioned. Finally, I'm pretty sure it's being described as for the last time ever. It's been for the last time, John Cena, Randy Orton for the undisputed title.
This is Cena, and he's going to win by underhanded deeds.
Oh, yeah. This is in front of the St. Louis crowd. It's going to be Randy Orton's hometown. He's going to be able – they'll do the thing. Oh, Randy got to sleep in his own bed tonight.
They're hoping – and this is – I truly believe this. They're hoping for the Hulk Hogan NWO response in this match.
You think so?
Where they chuck stuff into the ring.
Oh, wow. Okay. Where, yeah, they're tossing drinks and
they get
half-eaten
so
hot dogs
angry
and...
that Randy got – quote-unquote screwed, that they start chucking stuff into the ring.
Oof, man.
And St. Louis might be that thing that does it.
It could be. It could be. Man, you're going to think they want to stain up that mat with all their advertisements on there? They're going to be willing to...
They never do it in Chicago.
That's true. That's true.
They'd never, ever have this happen in Chicago.
Oh, because there would be, people would be on
batteries being thrown.
Oh yeah, yeah, maybe some loose change. Some loose
Phones
change
would be thrown.
Oh yeah. If they threw back Cody Rhodes' belt at that AEW show, they'll throw back anything.
Yeah.
I was at that show. It was phenomenal. I was very much encouraging that too.
Nothing wrong with that.
Throw it back. Yeah, it was great. So that's Backlash from top to bottom. Not looking too crazy, but honestly, like I said, solid, yes, solid. It would be what I would say too, because like I said, I'm at least very much interested in 3 out of these.
And
5
by the way,
matches.
rumors from backstage are that the wrestlers are actually liking these 6-match pay-per-views because if you're on them, you get to work.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, instead of having a 8-match card, we're probably you're cutting out at least 5 to 10 minutes per match. Yeah, you get a little bit of more leeway. I can only hope exactly that they put the time back into the ring instead of all the extra added commercials and all that extra jazz. Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. Saturday is going to be Backlash. Like I said, kind of putting together the pieces. I think as a collective whole, we're probably thinking one title change, and that might be the women's IC titles. But overall, should be set, should be looking good. Talked about the Goldberg stuff. So on to also what's going on over the weekend. NXT Battleground. NXT Battleground, where historical, for what it's worth.
Is that going to be on Sunday?
No, I think it'll probably be earlier on Saturday, if anything. Let me look it up, actually.
I got it.
Yeah? All right, cool.
You continue to pontificate, sir.
Gotcha. So NXT Battleground, where Joe Hendry will be taking on Trick Williams, defending his TNA World Heavyweight Championship. This is going to be the first time a TNA title is being defended on WWE programming.
It's the 25th.
Oh, far. Oh, we're ways away, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine though.
Still worth to be talking about. Okay, still worth talking about for that exact reason, for the idea that hey, TNA, first TNA title being defended on WWE programming. That whole idea of breaking the forbidden door, all that jazz. Is this finally the equivalency of what we're getting of this whole TNA WWE partnership?
No, because unless Trick Williams wins the TNA title, there's no story.
Okay. Keep going.
We've had how many crossover matches at this point? A multitude.
Couple, yeah.
A multitude, and nobody's lost a title.
No.
So until a WWE guy has a TNA belt or a TNA guy has a WWE belt or NXT belt around their waist, it's status quo. Yes, are guys getting to work with different people and different companies and see how things work on the other side? Absolutely, 100%. I'm all for it. Once again, repetition. The more you're in that ring, the more you're in front of the camera, the smoother you look. But at the same time, you really taking the strap off of one of the most social media watched dudes in the world now?
No, whether I like it or not, that's not happening. Just honestly, from marketing and numbers like that, it's just not going to happen. What does interest me, and what you were kind of getting at, is that whole idea of what they haven't really kind of, gotten into storyline-wise, is the whole idea of maybe Big Brother WWE coming in, sending all their guys over, making a mockery of it. Yeah. Oh no, not an invasion, not a full-blown invasion, but exactly right. Have the title change hands. Have maybe the biggest title in TNA change hands. Have the World Heavyweight title change hands, or maybe the X Division. But if you want to make a bigger impact, have maybe the World title change hands.
I think the X Division.
I got you. Hold on. So have the World title change hands. Big WWE has it now. They have our title belt. You go in, you're like, hey, I'm the face of TNA, and then exactly that. Have the final big blow off. TNA wins the title belt back from Big Brother WWE. It's a big blow off, big send off. Hey, how you doing? The big, everyone goes on their shoulders, almost like Lex Luger type deal, or it's when Sting won the belt. So I mean, it could be exactly like little brother finally gets over on Big Brother type deal.
Well, let me ask you this: which belt means more in TNA, though?
It should be the World Heavyweight title. Historically, it's the X Division. But
So
you can't really.
And you have probably one of their prime time guys, other than Joe Hendry, the guy that's been there the longest, Moose, holds that X Division title.
Yeah.
I'd almost say if you take that X Division title and bring it to to NXT.
That only works if you get a humongous, and I mean a humongous name, and the only one that makes sense needs to be AJ Styles. You say AJ Styles.
That would be
AJ Styles. You've let WWE get in your ear for years and years. You're a TNA original. What are you doing? Now you got exactly that. He's become I guess
corporate.
Yeah, the corporate AJ Styles. He's become the big guy there. So comes in, steals that X Division champion, and those are you need those big names on that mid card title to make it
I don't
big.
necessarily not like that.
Oh yeah.
I actually kind of really like that.
Oh yeah.
AJ goes back to TNA and wins the X Division title off of Moose.
Yeah.
I'd pay to watch that match, 1. 2, to have him back in TNA would blow everybody away.
I know. It's just we're getting to the tail end of AJ Styles. I don't want that to not happen.
Maybe.
We need that.
Here, let me add to the storyline.
Yeah.
They're building something with him and Dominic.
Yeah, they are.
He loses to Dominic clean. Starts doubting. Maybe I need to go back to where it all began.
Gotta go back to my roots. Yeah. You are, I am.
And
There
then
we
brings
go.
the Good Brothers with him.
Yeah, actually, the Good Brothers are going to be with the Young Bucks at the next New Japan show. Resurgence? I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, they've teased it.
Yeah.
Mystery Partners.
Oh, yeah, no, that's they officially announced.
They officially announced it?
Good Brothers and the Young Bucks versus David Finlay, Gabe Kidd, a couple other people from Bullet Club, I think. Looks like we're on to the last one here into the WWE. So actually, I got one more after this one, but some controversial WWE AAA signings. This was kind of a little bit confusing, a little confusing on some people's side. They weren't really sure of what to make of this, but I believe Meltzer kind of confirmed that all these. Let me pull up all the names really quick. So, oh my goodness. Super Lucha's Ernesto Ocampo is reporting that AAA luchadors El Hijo del Vikingo, Dr. Wagner, La Parca, Lady Flammer, Lady Maravilla, oh my God, Nino Hamburguesa, Hydro, this is like I'm back in Spanish 4 high school, and then Alberto El Patron, a.k.a. Alberto Del Rio, had all made deals with WWE. These are not extensions. These are brand new deals through WWE to all work through AAA. So Meltzer was kind of, again, getting at where this doesn't mean, hey, all these people are going to be immediately on WWE programming. This probably means that they're under new contracts, yes. Probably only going to see El Hijo del Vikingo in any one of these things. But, again, the outrage came.
You never know with the females.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The female luchadors, they could hit on one there
But
because they
again,
really don't. They don't have a female luchador other than Zelina,
Yeah, that's right. Sounds about right.
and she's not that big of a luchador.
No, she doesn't take on the luchador whole gimmick type deal. No. But of course, the biggest controversy coming from the name Alberto Del Rio signing and making a deal. So this made the IWC go crazy for all reasons that it sells. Of course, she had the connection with Stephanie Vaquer, and almost attempting to unalive her. Basically, has caused all this controversy too. She even made a little bit of what are those? What are the types of tweets that like didn't tag anybody, but kind of just made her point no without having to tag her point and pointing being so obvious. But yeah, anything from you on just the Del Rio being still a part of WWE in any sort of way?
As long as he doesn't grace a WWE ring, I don't think it's an issue. Once he does, I think it becomes an issue.
Oh yeah.
I think they're very happy with him being down in AAA, doing his thing down in AAA.
Yeah, I think that should probably.
I think you're right. I think the only one that they signed of any significance is Velkino.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And
he's a dude.
Clear cut was, kind of the prize, and it kind of made sense when they were showing it at WrestleMania, where everyone off to the right, everyone off to the left, but who was right in the middle? El Hijo del Vikingo.
Yep.
Right in the middle, the clear cut, the prize in the middle of the box, of that cereal box that he wanted. So that's good right there. Like I said, we'll see if anything comes from this Alberto Del Rio thing. I highly and I hopefully doubt it.
He's going to have to do a lot of baby kissing and handshaking.
Oh, yeah. And from a couple of videos that I've seen online, it looks like he's already checked out from the whole wrestling thing to begin with, but we'll see how that goes. Finally, really quick, you brought this up right before we went on, and I didn't really make anything of it, but I don't know.
Oh, you want to talk about it here?
Yeah, might as well.
All right, we can.
Yeah. So Velveteen Dream came back up into the wrestling world, into the wrestling realm.
He's been working indies.
Yes.
He's been working indies, trying to prove that he still got it and he can still do it things like that. So.
Yeah, but then he dropped this video that I actually accidentally almost started playing. Blaming the internet for getting fired from WWE, and then he went ahead and threatened to kill pro wrestling. To me, this video, again, it's just about 2 minutes long. If you want to find it, if you just go on Twitter or go on X and just look up Velveteen Dream, it'll probably be one of the first things you find. I found it through Ringside News. Seems like a main character syndrome if I've ever seen one. I don't really think he has any of this power that he thinks he has. I'm sure that he's probably going to tweet and be the whistleblower that I think he thinks he is. But I don't really think there's going to be all that much too much coming from this. I don't really all too much care for Velveteen Dreams. Sure, buddy, it sucks to suck to be in certain situations, but also like if you were a good enough person, like others would probably vouch for you. That doesn't really seem to be the case. So, do what you can. I personally don't really care, but I don't think you have the power to kill professional wrestling there, Bucko. So
and that's what makes me wonder
Good
if
luck.
It was a promo.
If it wasn't very convincing.
To me, he has probably at least 2, maybe 3 of the top 10 all-time NXT matches.
Yeah, I mean him
of all time.
That multi-man ladder match still fantastic. I'm pretty sure he's got a couple of singles matches with that North American title that'll be get a hold up there. But
I mean, when John Cena comes out and says this kid is a future superstar.
Well, he isn't wrong when he says he got fired for not sucking. Like he didn't get fired because he sucked. Like he was good. He was good in the ring.
He was really good. But like he said, the IWC kind of ran with this story and blew it up on the internet, and it cost him his job. So there's a little bitterness there.
Sure.
But there are people going, hey, give him a second chance. You've given a lot worse people in this. How many chances is WWE now giving Alberto Del Rio? 3?
Yeah, it seems
3?
like it. Yeah.
They just gave him a new contract.
Yeah.
Whether he steps foot in a WWE ring or not, he's under WWE contract.
Yeah.
So that's 3 chances they've given him. And he has done time for domestic.
Yeah.
So that being said, allegations were never, ever brought up. He was never arraigned on anything. If it is ego, that's a bad look. If it's him going, just give me a shot, I don't want to have to do this, but I will.
I mean, again, from my point, when you listen back to it, it sounds like he's it sounds
bitter?
like a threat.
Just bitter?
Yeah, he goes, you compare me to Chris Benoit, who is a killer.
Now, is that the IWC that's comparing him to Chris Benoit? See, that's too far. One, Chris Benoit didn't do it.
Yeah, we'll get into that one.
We never know. It's conspiracy theory, people. Yeah. Calm down. Until proven otherwise, I will say he's guilty. But once again, yeah, this is a guy who literally had to go into hiding for at least 2 years. And then finally, when the allegations were proven not to be valid, he comes out of the woodwork and goes, can I get my job back? And they were like, no. So he's a little bitter. I get it.
Yeah.
I understand it.
No.
But at the same time, maybe not the best way to go about
again.
Your job back.
I'm not getting, I'm getting shoot vibes. I'm not getting work vibes from this. I'm getting, he actually is going to probably start like a string of tweets or a string of videos of like, hey, this guy did this. Hey, this guy did that. Hey, this girl did this. This girl did that. He goes, he goes, the third eye wasn't just a gimmick. I know. I've seen it all. I'm like, all right, dude. So, again, I could see probably where you're getting at it, if it might be a work, but I'm getting...
If it's a work, it's a damn good work.
Yeah, I suppose. I'm getting, like I said, I'm getting shoot vibes. I think this is it being legit.
Could it be a shoot work?
Again,
does that make sense, though? Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
A lot of these things he truly does feel.
Yeah.
But it's a work, but it's him shooting.
Now you're getting to that Hulk Hogan thing of you don't want to be working a shoot and then shooting a work and working a shoot all at the same time or whatever he says.
33% of the time.
Yeah, exactly right. Well,
I get you.
If you're good on that, then that's basically the WWE side of things. We'll see if anything else unfolds or Velveteen Dream drops any truth bombs throughout the day.
If he does.
Yeah, exactly right. But when we return, we'll be talking a little bit dastardly deeds that Ricochet is now walking around with some new leg. We'll talk about that, and I'll attend a ton more over here on Bad Karma Wrestling when we return.
Hey, watch your mouth. Why? I'll just put a quarter in the swear jar. Once it's filled, we get a Coors party after work. I've been drinking Coors since my college days. The cold draft taste is second to none. Yeah, worth the recorder, am I right? You know it, mother.
Hey, you get those reports done?
Yeah. No. You, sir. Attention, employees.
The staff meeting, scheduled for this evening, will now be held tomorrow early as
That is all. Dudes, we're only 75 cents short. Oh, shh. Boss. Hey, sir, go yourself. You're fired!
The Chicagoland area has a large number of lonely dogs currently filling shelter pens, just waiting to find a family. Nothing adds warmth to a home like a wagging tail and a warm pair of brown eyes. If you are considering adding a dog to your household, visit the Anderson Animal Shelter, where adoption counselors can assist you in selecting your new best friend. Make your house a home. Adopt a shelter dog. To see a current list of adoptees, visit their website at www.andersonanimalshelter.org or meet them in person at 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin. Don't have room in the home for a new furry family member? Donations of toys, collars, and soft or hard non-perishable dog food are always accepted and are greatly appreciated. All animals are spayed or neutered and are waiting with tails wagging to find a loving home. Visit 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin or www.andersonanimalshelter.org for more details.
This is Bad Karma Wrestling
Give me a hell yeah!
with No Gimmick Nick Johnston
It doesn't matter how you feel!
and David Double D Dykstra.
And welcome back here to BK Dub.
BK Dub, BK Dub.
Bad Karma Wrestling in the building, live from Illinois Media School. Just got done talking about the releases and Backlash on the WWE side of things. Now, on to AEW. Actually, there was a release over there, somewhat of a release, a requested release. But gotta talk about the dastardly deeds, I think the red hot heel that is taking over wrestling right now. That's Ricochet. That bald son of a gun. That's Ricochet.
Mister, I have no morals whatsoever.
Oh yeah, that might be Javon Evans over there. In all honesty, Javon Evans. Yeah. But he was online controversy between the actual, tweets back and forth between Javon Evans right there, and like I said, the the viral now sensation of Zach Gowen losing his leg to Ricochet. And this was my argument that I was going to make, and hopefully, Scotty, you're watching and listening too. This is kind of the reason why I'm saying that Ricochet is doing some better heel work than John Cena, because we could, we can count down. I got 27 appearances left. If I show up to SmackDown, that means I got 26 more. So we can do some quick addition and subtraction with John Cena, or I can steal someone's leg with Ricochet. Stab somebody with a pair of scissors because I'm a heel. That's kind of the point I'm making. So again, I think there is now literally and figuratively, there is a little bit of leg. There's actually some legs to the idea that Ricochet is putting in some better heel work than John Cena as of late. But that's nevertheless that. Like I said, the whole thing right now that actually sparked up was the deleted tweets. The argument between Javon Evans back and forth. I forgot how it all sprouted up, but Javon Evans posted something. Ricochet said, "I'll squash him." They kept going back and forth. Javon Evans' final tweet that he deleted was, I'm going to paraphrase. I'll pull it up, but paraphrasing, like, you're wrestling in front of 2,000 people for a crackhead is the tweet that had to be taken down. So, yeah.
That sounds like fun.
yeah. Here we go. Like I said, the quoting from the retweet of I'd squash him. Javon Evans goes, "My bad. I just got done training at the Performance Center under Shawn Michaels. Something you don't have or do, but I bet y'all brown egghead ass would squash me if Tony told you to. Much love, OG." Ricochet then replies with, "Brother, I was learning from Shawn Michaels when you was like 12, then went on to become multiple-time champion. Let me know when you win one, little boy. And yeah, if Tony asked me, I'd definitely beat yo ack, huh?" And then, of course, that sprouted this one. "You learned from HBK when I was 12 and became a multi-time champion. Now you're wrestling in front of 2,000 people every week for a crackhead. Talk about an upgrade, am I right?" Which, again, if you didn't already know, Javon Evans actually did already wrestle for AEW Dark not too long ago. So I think it was a mixture of he probably took it down because he might need a backup plan, and probably WWE probably told him to take it down anyway.
WWE told him to take it down.
Yeah, you can't be calling people crackheads.
As far as Ricochet goes, well, I mean, good for him for getting a leg up on the competition.
There we go. Love it.
Low-hanging fruit.
Yes.
But honestly, hey, Tony, why don't you loan out Ricochet for a week so they could have this match? Because, to be honest, wouldn't mind seeing it.
I honestly haven't really seen much of Javon Evans.
Javon's a younger, more athletic version of Ricochet.
Okay.
And maybe with a little bit better wrestling skills. Maybe.
Yeah, like I said, I've yet to see really any of Javon's work. So just because I haven't really been watching NXT all too much.
You're not wrong. Ricochet heel work, very, very solid.
Oh, it's been fantastic. Again, not very often do you see anybody walking away with somebody's leg on the ending show, or not the ending of the episode, but just walking away from that. It's absolutely hilarious. If anyone does remember, Zach Gowen, who had that program with Brock Lesnar back in 2002, 2003, some along the lines of that. I don't know when his first appearance was.
Ricochet?
No, Zach Gowen.
Zach Gowen? Oh yeah, that was early. 2002.
Okay.
04?
So it says they faced off August 21st, 2003 on SmackDown.
Okay,
So it's 2002, 2003.
All right.
Cool. So yeah, Zach Gowen back in action again. If you saw that on Collision, it made the sense. They came up to him, former professional wrestler / motivational speaker. Then they cut back to him after Ricochet is cutting the hair of a security member. He gets in the ring, throws him off, but then he attacks his good leg and then rips off the the prosthetic leg.
Always getting his prosthetic leg ripped off.
Oh yeah, it's a shame, but it's a good bit. Makes for some good heel work. That one also too. Didn't mean it for that one.
That was an unintentional.
There we go.
Unintentional double entendre.
But how about we get on to the next one right here? Actually asked for the release apparently, and we'll see how this one goes. If we're talking actual storyline, if anything is brewing from here, I think it's with these guys. The Righteous asked for the release from AEW. Recently just posted another video up on Vincent and probably the other, like the Righteous Twitter. But if you go on to Vincent's personal X page, put up another promo. Again, exactly that. It's just like, what's next? Who's going to be next? What's going on next for the Righteous? So exactly that. What is next for the Righteous? I'm kind of on the side of maybe TNA run, but
with Elijah?
Yeah, wouldn't doubt it there. Would have put it past him there.
That'd be great.
There was another suggestion I heard too, but to make a WWE trip would be such a big hurdle for them. I don't know. I personally was rooting for them in AEW. I think this might be the case of, if they requested the release, they might just be maybe getting rebooked and reestablished.
Alexa Bliss brings them in as new members of the Wyatt Six.
They're not that type of dark. They're not like control the lights, control the weather type of sadistic.
You could have Joe Gacy leave the Wyatt Six and have him join the Righteous and reform Schism.
Okay, yeah, they're like they're like cult leader.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Type vibes. They're not, like I said, they're not like they're not jump scare vibes.
Righteous family.
Yeah, that would be good too. And I like that whole idea. What they were doing in their promo is really cool. I like how they speak. And like I said, when a lot of people do that's kind of overrun, speaking in riddles type deal, but I feel like they have a nice touch to it. So I'm rooting for them. Let's see what happens next with the Righteous. Hopefully they stick around in the AEW or maybe the Ring of Honor realm, but I doubt it. On to a little quick update on Juice Robinson. Sean Ross
Stay at home and be a good wrestling husband.
Sean Ross Sapp reporting that Juice Robinson is, quote, relatively close to return to the company and has been healthy for about a month now. My question to you is just simply, how important is this next Bang Bang Gang run, considering, Jay White, Juice Robinson, and Colton Gunn all on the shelf? They're going to need to come back and make a big splash right away, considering, again, we need a Jay White New Japan run. What are we thinking?
Stay at home and be a good wrestling husband. Tony Storm is engaged to.
Sure is.
I'm just saying, like, legitimately, you are with probably top 3 most popular wrestlers in the world right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Top 3. So just sit back and enjoy it. And when everybody's healthy and back, then maybe go for the run. I haven't heard his name brought up at all. Honestly, the first time I've actually heard his name since he got re-injured.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, just a quick update just the other day I saw, so glad to see that. But like I said, I really think that this next run for the Bang Bang Gang in any sort of way is going to be super important to just maintain their popularity, to really, like I said, to write home to any of the haters like, oh, we got Jay White, but you haven't had New Japan Jay White. And you are correct. We just, unfortunately, hasn't been shaping up. Every time you're about to get New Japan Jay White, he gets hurt. Yeah. So hopefully this next go-around is going to be the big run that we've been looking for. Bang Bang Gang or new version of Bullet Club, whatever you want to call it. I think this is going to be super important this next go-around when everyone's healthy. So that's going to be a big part there. But also reporting that AEW confirmed that it has officially signed Thekla. Formerly from Stardom, Hopefully that's how I'm correctly saying it. But apparently WWE had some interest on the signing, but
They had more interest. Everybody thought she was going there.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. But we saw just the other day on Dynamite, a little spider kind of was in the corner of the screen and then went back up. Apparently that's her little spider gimmick, a little arachnid gimmick. So again, I'd be lying to you if I sit here and say like, oh yeah, Thekla, I've seen every one of those 5-star bangers. Haven't seen a match. I'm sure the quality of work is there. Just
females from Stardom are typically pretty good.
Yeah. Again, we kind of got that reputation has been there. Mariah May.
This is your replacement for Mariah, who is everybody talking is headed to WWE and is probably going to be a huge star in WWE just because they will probably take that glamour, whatever she was doing, and take it to the next level.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to recreate anything new. They're just, They're just rehashing the same old. Exactly. They can't make new stars. I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.
NXT compared to what does AEW have?
They don't need a developmental.
Oh, good God. Every company needs a developmental. But anyway.
Finally, in this AEW section, Shelton Benjamin, essentially with the Will Smith "keep my name out of your mouth" response to Hulk Hogan as of late. Hulk Hogan making the rounds on the publicity tour for this new Shoot Wrestling, amateur wrestling promotion that he's putting up with Eric Bischoff. Making the rounds, like I said, on Pat McAfee's show, a couple other places too, but consistently butchering Shelton Benjamin's name. Not once, at least twice. I think there was a third time for sure, but the only time you hear it is on a couple other things. But calling him Benjamin Shelton. Calling him Benjamin Shelton. And you would think that, again, if you haven't listened to either interview in length, it's fine, but he's basically pulling up 3 names consistently, and that's Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, and Shelton Benjamin, or as he says, Benjamin Shelton. You have 3 names. How do you mess up one of them? All you need to do is study 3 different names.
Because it's Hulk Hogan, and he doesn't worry himself about a mid-card name.
Oh, okay. I mean,
legit. No. I'm not trying to belittle Shelton Benjamin. I think Shelton Benjamin is a badass mother trucker.
Yeah, but still, you would think if you're trying to pull off this amateur wrestling thing, you would just get the guys' names right. And it doesn't help again that Shelton Benjamin is African American, and the racism consistently goes.
Yeah, that
doesn't help. It's not a good optic.
I didn't even
not
think
a good
about
optic
that either. The other one
does not help.
Me not want to be bringing up Brock Lesnar's name right now.
That too. Yeah. Trying to gain credibility. Let's just bring this monster who's currently being investigated.
Federal investigation. Yeah. Under federal investigation, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Yes.
But they're exactly right. Like I said, I'm with Shelton Benjamin Shelton. I'm with Shelton Benjamin on this one.
Keep your name out his MFing mouth.
Yeah, exactly right. Just where Shelton Benjamin could actually stretch out Hulk Hogan, especially now being that he was.
Actually, you know what I'd love to see? Because AEW lets people do their own thing.
Yeah.
Shelton, challenge him to a match in their new. Make that your first main event.
That has been brought up. Do you think it's been a classy move or just a kind of thing where Tony gets like, hey, just don't even mention it? Like, do you think they should be kind of bringing on heat into their current storyline with Shelton Benjamin on this?
Why not?
Even if it's a quick like one-off, like, hey,
why not? He would go there and break that fake-hipped old geezer and rip the headband off so everybody can see that he actually is bald and not have hair. That hair is sewn into those bandanas, ladies and gentlemen. Just letting you know. The length of his hair hasn't changed in the last 20 years.
Does it come down like Darth Vader? Like, when he puts the bandana on and the hair's all together.
Benjamin Shelton, I am your father.
Oh my God. No. It's impossible. It's literally impossible.
You'll never know.
Well, there you have it. Again, I'm with Shelton on this one.
Shelton Benjamin's the son of Hulk Hogan, like Aunt is the son of Michael Jordan.
Like Hornswoggle's the son of Vince McMahon.
Horn is...
Oh, Jesus. All right. Yeah.
Why'd it get brought up while you were here? That name never gets brought up on our show ever. And Tyler's here, and all of a sudden we bring up Hornswoggle.
I'm sure we bring him up from time to time when Tyler's not here.
I'm telling you right now. Hey, listen. Yeah. Tone wanted to know if Tyler knew him personally.
That's still crazy to me. It's so funny. So funny. Bless his heart, Tone. We love you. Anything else to report on the AEW side of things other than, Spring Breaker or Beach Break?
Nice promo from Hangman and Ospreay.
Yeah, that was awesome. Kind of to start off Dynamite the other day.
A little long, but still solid.
Yeah.
Still solid.
Battle of the haircuts.
I just want to know what Hangman was thinking when he went to the salon and went perm and bob.
Kicking down the saloon doors and be like, "Hey, I need a nice fresh perm there, boss."
Them curls are tight.
But yeah, like I said, Beach Break is looking great. And over in Hoffman Estates, they're actually gonna have we're gonna have Sky Blue coming back, returning there. The steel cage match. Zach Gowen and Ricochet for the battle for the leg. Ospreay and Hangman versus Josh Alexander and Takeshita. But honestly, what I'm more excited about is going to be quick and pretty painless. But the Steve Mongo McMichael tribute that they're putting up. So
nice.
Really nice touch, classy move right there. Obviously, just passing away not too long ago. 4 Horsemen. Always remember that.
Little Chihuahua as he was doing commentary.
Yeah, we miss him. But I think, like I said, Beach Break should be fantastic from top to bottom. I'll be looking forward to that.
Was there any resolution to the FTR thing? Because I've got a feeling McGuinness is getting back into the ring.
That seems to be the case. That seems to be the case where I think FTR just pushed Nigel McGuinness on Collision, if I'm not mistaken. That might have been the thing.
I didn't watch Collision last night, so it's a possibility.
I think that's what ended up happening. Some physicality was happened between Dax and Nigel.
Who would Nigel bring in?
Daniel? Ooh, wow. Daniel Garcia?
Brian?
Oh, Daniel Bryan.
2 arch nemesis come together.
Nigel McGuinness and Brian Daniel. Oh my God, Brian Danielson versus FTR. Wow, that would be.
It won't happen, but I do believe it's probably going to be Cope.
Yeah.
I've got my tag team partner.
Yeah. Dan. Yeah, exactly. On this day.
You think you know me?
You think you know me. Dan. Yeah, exactly right. Well, there we go. AEW in the books for this week. What's up?
We just, we're creeping towards the Scotty through Frankie world.
Exactly right. So Frankie's World now coming up via, Scotty's World via Frankie, is what's happening next here on BKW. So stick around.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Exactly right. Frankie's World, Scotty's World, when we return here on BKW.
Throughout the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, Judy Finelli established herself as a masterful juggler and performer, making appearances everywhere from Carnegie Hall to Sesame Street. With her loving heart, she has brought warm smiles to children everywhere she has performed. She even started the San Francisco School for the Circus Arts, but shortly after, she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and by 2004, she was completely paralyzed. In celebration of her accomplishments and to fight the illness that had crippled Judy, a group of students from the San Francisco Clown College have compiled the perfect holiday present for those who want to laugh and to help those struggling with the illness. The goal has been set at $1 million raised, with 100% of any dollar made to be donated to the Judy Finelli Fund, which is helping find a cure to multiple sclerosis. Visit www.circuscenter.org to make a donation or to purchase a framed Naked Clown photo or the full Naked Clown 12-month calendar. Remember, 100% of every dollar is donated and goes to fighting MS.
Man, I'm so hungry. I need somewhere to eat fast. I have no idea where to go.
Psst. Hola, me llamo El Taco de Taco. You know where to go for the amazing taste that'll have you craving more? Taco Bell.
Hi, can I get 20 tacos, please?
You got it.
Thanks, Taco.
De nada.
Good. That's it. Eat the tacos.
Taco Bell. Live más.
This is Bad Karma Wrestling.
Give me a hell yeah.
This is Bad Karma Wrestling.
Give me a hell yeah.
With no gimmick Nick Johnston.
It doesn't matter how you feel.
And David Double D Dykstra.
Throughout the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, Judy Finelli established herself as a masterful juggler and performer, making appearances everywhere from Carnegie Hall to Sesame Street. With her loving heart, she has brought warm smiles to children everywhere she has performed. She even started the San Francisco School for the Circus Arts, but shortly after, she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and by 2004, she was completely paralyzed. In celebration of her accomplishments and to fight the illness that had crippled Judy, a group of students from the San Francisco Clown College have compiled the perfect holiday present for those who want to laugh and to help those struggling with the illness. The goal has been set at $1 million raised, with 100% of any dollar made to be donated to the Judy Finelli Fund, which is helping find a cure to multiple sclerosis. Visit www.circuscenter.org to make a donation or to purchase a framed naked clown photo or the full Naked Clown 12-month calendar. Remember, 100% of every dollar is donated and goes to fighting MS.
Man.
And welcome in, everybody. BK Dub in the building, wrapping it up here in Scotty/Frankie's world. What do you have for us, Frankie?
Good Lord.
So Scotty,
I love how he prefaces this by Scotty.
Yeah.
Scotty asked ChatGPT top 10 tag teams of all time.
Okay.
And we just want to see your opinion, thoughts on
And
the
it
list. That's
was so
list.
top tag teams. Did he preface it by just WWE, just of all time?
Or just
it
all-time tag
means,
teams.
Like he straight up just put in ChatGPT all time,
Okay.
including any other company.
And I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure it probably gave you a little brief description of why they put that in the position that they did. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
It's based off
start
of,
start from 10, and then go ahead and read the description as well, and then we'll
it's
get
based off of solely titles, longevity, influence, and legacy in WWE programming.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
WWE.
it's WWE.
Okay.
It's all
Gotcha.
programmed. They're all-
Okay.
All right. So number 10, The Bar.
Wow.
Cesaro and Sheamus.
Wow. Starting off
Five-time-
really cold. Holy
five-time
crap.
Tag team champs.
That's
Carried the division for both Raw and SmackDown for their era, and consistent and physical performers. They said.
I don't necessarily not like that.
I mean, I loved the team. I loved Cesaro and Sheamus together. That was fantastic. But to say top 10, I don't know. Again, and influence is such a weird, like, loaded
Question.
Yeah,
How
exactly.
did they influence the tag team division in their era?
Yeah, I don't know.
They did have one of the best wins ever over the New Day.
Yeah, that
With
actually
the
just
fake
that
tag.
just came up on my feed the other day too.
I don't necessarily disagree with 10. I want to see what other teams are on.
I mean, if they were any higher, I'd for sure probably freak
Have
out even
issue
more.
with it, yeah.
But I guess at 10 to start us off there, that's okay. All right.
I mean,
I guess my raw reaction to that is that was just very interesting to start off there at 10. So go ahead, keep
You
going.
think that was bad, dude? I'll tell you the 9 right now, dude.
Right.
The 9, the British Bulldogs.
Okay.
I don't think they're top 10, but Davey Boy Smith, British Bulldog's son, and Dynamite Kid was Tyson Kidd.
Do you know how many people have been influenced by the British Bulldogs?
And Dynamite Kid, yeah, I'm about to say.
And Dynamite Kid just by himself?
So, yeah, that might be...
No, I'm thinking it's something different. I'm thinking of the kid.
You thinking
This
of
is
one?
the actual British Bulldog, right? And his brother or whatever?
Yeah, Davey Boy Smith,
Oh,
yeah.
never mind.
This is Davey Boy Smith and then Dynamite Kid.
Yeah.
One-time tag champs, revolutionary tag team in ring work in the 80s, and extremely influential despite limited ring time.
100% agree.
I would maybe... I mean, if we're not calling balls and strikes, I would say maybe their individual careers might be better, but if you want to slap them
I
together
don't
as a
think
tag...
Dynamite's is.
No? You don't think so? I think maybe
British
the accolades...
Bulldogs could be, but Dynamite's definitely isn't. Tag team-wise, I put him up there.
Again, when they did the dark side with Dynamite Kid, they described him as a guy that can go like today. So I wouldn't, yeah. So
I mean, think about this. Chris Benoit influenced by Dynamite Kid. Danielson influenced by Dynamite Kid. Like, there's some big time names.
Yeah. What's number 8 looking like?
8's the Legion of Doom.
Okay, that's gotta be
Wrong.
higher. Yeah, gotta
Wrong.
be higher.
I mean, it's horrible.
Gotta be higher.
2-time tag champs, iconic look, and unmatched
I was about to
crowd.
say, if
This
they're
is a
looking at it
WWE.
through the WWE lens, I can see that's why it's a little bit on that end.
WWE
Because
run
all
was
their
shorter
big
than-
Legion of Doom pops happen, and every other.
You and your pens, man. You and your pens. I still say it's maybe a couple spots too low.
Yeah, definitely.
He's top 5. I mean,
Should be.
top
Definitely
three,
should be
yeah.
top 5. What about 7?
7's Demolition, baby.
Okay, that's your guys. That's your
3-time,
boys.
held the tag titles for a record of 478 days, and dominant during the 80s and early 90s.
How do you not have them top 5 then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
did
must
2
be a
decades of
stacked top
dominance.
5 then.
I'm just saying. Well, I know who 3 of the top 5 are going to be. So.
Okay, yeah. What now? Number 6?
Number 6, the Hart Foundation.
Okay, so Neidhart and
Brett
Brett.
and Jim. Yeah.
Okay.
The 2-time champs. One of the most technically sound
Oh, yeah.
and charismatic teams of the 80s and early 90s. Laid the groundwork for the tag team storytelling in WWE, it says.
I'd put them below Legion of Doom and Demolition.
That's what I would do, too.
Yeah, you definitely.
You're putting
flip
Bret
those.
Hart below them? Wow.
No, I'm just putting Bret Hart over Owen Hart, but as a tag team. Yes. That's just going to happen.
All right, now we're getting into the top
Coco
5.
Beware, Owen Hart, better tag team than the Hart Foundation.
Oh my God, no.
The Parrot was better than both of them.
What was the name of that tag team? Damn it, I can't remember right off the top of my head.
That was a tag
Heart
team?
Beware? I have no idea.
I don't remember that. Too.
Yeah, Coco Beware and
Coco Beware.
Owen Hart were a tag team.
No
Why isn't
idea.
Coco Beware in the Hall of Fame?
He is.
He is?
Uh-huh.
Oh, he is. The Parrot should be in the Hall of Fame, that's for sure. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. How about number 5?
Hardy
Getting into
Boys.
Top 5.
Hardy Boys?
Hardy Boys,
5?
number 5. Okay.
Okay.
8-time champs. I mean, it just
I'm good with
explains
that.
itself. Legendary TLC.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah. Edge and Christian, 7-time.
Yep.
Masters of TLC
Over the Hardys?
matches. Instrumental. and
Yeah.
revolutionary.
I would.
Okay.
Think about how many times they actually beat the Hardys.
That's true. Yeah, they did. You're right. Yeah.
If there
Edge
was-
and yeah, over that trifecta of the Dudleys, the Hardys, and Edge and Christian. Edge and Christian felt like they always went over.
Yeah.
Over
Guess what
both
the
of
next
them.
tag team is?
Dudley's.
Dudleys. Yeah.
They were ordered.
Which 100% I agree with.
Yeah.
I wonder what 1 and 2 are.
You know what? Let's guess. We're going off of titles.
I'm
And-
going New Day number 2.
No.
Then it's the Usos.
Yep. Usos number 2, and then New Day number 1.
Oh,
9-time.
man.
No, if we're going off of championships and longevity, I think for sure 9-time.
New Day's got
Longest combined.
Yeah,
reign.
New Day.
both of them have had longevity and
Yeah, like that was insane. Yeah. 9
I'll
times
give you the
tag team.
longevity and the title reigns. It's just, man.
are you denying that in the last 15 years there have been better tag teams in the WWE?
Then the Usos, yes.
Who?
Over the past 15 years, it's been. I don't think there's been really any tag team wrestling for the past 15 years in WWE. So it's kind of hard to tell when you're putting together Awesome Truth and they have the tag titles for X amount of months. That's kind of telling you where the tag division is in that company.
That was an iconic moment.
Again, yeah, for the sake of brothers, and they're in all the major storylines all the time, the bloodline, everything. Yes, the Usos are going to be up there for that reason. Do I like the quality of work? Not in the slightest. So that's kind of where I'm at. New Day. Yeah, I'd probably need to look at. No, that's probably about right. I don't know if they should be number 1, but they have the blueprints to be number 1.
Mm-hmm.
They have all the title
They have
reigns.
the paper.
Yeah, got the title reigns, hosting the charisma, the different storylines now, switching it up from face to heel finally. So see how that goes. Yeah, you're never gonna really get a compliment out of me on those Usos. So tough one on that one.
And then after that, so now this is honorable mentions.
Okay.
He put in there. Here's some honorable mentions. The Rock and Sock connection.
No.
I feel like the nostalgia runs wild with the Rock and Sock connection. That only lasted like 3 weeks. Am I wrong?
1, 2. The match they had at WrestleMania was god awful.
Yeah,
God awful.
Again, it's good. It's good to sell. Like it's the Rock and Sock connection. It's fun to say, but again, that only lasted like maybe a month.
They're three-time tag champs, but legendary due to the star power and entertainment value, it says, and are hugely popular during the Attitude Era.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah.
was
The star
only-
power, the entertainment value,
was
that
excellent.
the This Is Your Life. That was one of the best things ever. And not related, but when they weren't the Rock and Sock connection. But I just watched that Raw when Foley asked him. He goes, "So how does that make you feel?" And he's Foley commissioner. It doesn't matter how it makes you feel. And he goes around, Foley. Got him. Good. I got you. I finally got you. And Rock's breaking in the ring. Oh, it's so good. So good. What, any other honorable mentions we got in there?
I got a couple more. The Shield, of course.
Okay.
Shield's awesome. Honorable mention. They deserve it. Right? They deserve it.
Sure.
Short run as tag champs, but highly dominant, and launched 3 main event careers and revolutionized the stable.
You can't argue with that.
No, yeah, no, that's fair. And if for those reasons, I would probably throw them in top 10.
Yeah, probably
over the number 10. What was their
Probably
name?
take out the Bar.
Yeah, the Bar.
Okay.
I would take down the Bar. Brothers.
Or
I wouldn't argue with that. No,
maybe
I
take
not,
out number 9.
I wouldn't argue with that.
Yeah.
Take out the Bar for that. Yeah, because Sheamus is the only one that has a world title in that group.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Brothers of Destruction. Not regular partners, but still held tag gold twice. Their combined presence was iconic and dominant whenever they teamed up. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, it is always a scary idea of putting 2 giant 7-foot monsters together.
And they're brothers.
And they're brothers. Okay. And funny enough, something just popped up from Taker's.
And Trump supporters, don't forget that.
Something just popped up from his podcast. I forgot who the match was against, but he had overshot, or Kane went to do for the last ride, and someone flipped, or Funaki went over his head, and they kind of used it as like a Taker kind of teaching him, like a brother to brother, like teaching him how to do the last ride type deal. So it was a good bit. He said it was pretty fun in the ring, like good impromptu thing that they didn't think was going to happen. So funny enough there. All good. That was it. Honorable mentions.
There's Radar KO.
Radar KO. Okay.
Team Hell No. And Los Guerreros with Chavo.
Los Guerreros.
Team Hell No was fun. Those are the that
Los
Danielson,
Guerreros was fun.
Yeah.
Just kept going.
Danielson and Kane together doing the whole therapy session.
That therapy session was fun.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
I've been with
Money
multiple. When he goes through his entire career in about a couple of sentences, he goes, "I set my father on fire, set my brother on fire, been with multiple women." It's just such a great bit. In that same breath, I would maybe say like, maybe not a tag team, but like a pairing. I'd say Kevin Owens and Jericho. That best friends gimmick was probably fantastic.
You just made a list too when he was doing the listing.
In that same line, just not best, but I definitely honorable mention because
you got APA on here, and then the Street Profits.
APA, yes,
and Wild Samoans.
Wow, APA for sure. APA without a doubt. Again, when you watch those old Raws on Raw Vault on Netflix, it's like every other week the APA was there. They were putting a.
You know what Ron Simmons would say for not making the top 10?
Damn. Exactly right. I'm trying to think. Is there anybody else?
I mean, DX got to be on there.
DX. I would say the New Age Outlaws.
New Age Outlaws.
New Age Outlaws instead.
Oh, yeah.
Different.
Not Shawn and Triple H.
Yeah. I mean, you can. Honorable mention, I would say Kane and X-Pac, maybe. They were kind of fun. Too Cool, Scotty Too Hottie, Rikishi, Grandmaster Sexy.
There's got to be one that we're missing, dude.
Oh, 1,000%. Someone's screaming in their chair watching us. Who?
The Mega Powers.
TNA.
Tess and Albert. Yeah.
How about the Outsiders, dude? Come on now.
They actually.
More WCW. They never did anything.
WWE.
WWE.
Okay, it's WWE list.
Yeah, the Barstool guys just did the tag team best right before WrestleMania. They did the best tag teams.
They don't know wrestling
Their
at all.
draft for the best tag team was interesting to say the least.
Legion of Doom went like round 3 or something.
Know,
It was like awful.
I think New Age Outlaws were 1-1.
One.
I know. Poor it's KFC was drafting with so
And
It's me, angina.
Yeah. Scotty asked DX, why is DX not on there for me? And then he said, very inconsistent. I mean, it's all, they don't know. This thing doesn't know ball, dude. I mean, ChatGPT doesn't know anything. Inconsistent tag team title reigns and legacy.
This coming from a guy who doesn't have Steph Curry in his top 10 of basketball players.
No, but that was ChatGPT.
ChatGPT don't know ball. It's only pulling from every source available on the internet. Don't know ball. That's crazy.
It's all. It's it.
Well, there we go. I mean, sound off in the comments. Let us know who your favorite tag team is, what your top 10 is of all time.
What was the name of Funaki's?
Oh, Funaki and oh god, damn it all, I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Takamichi Nuku.
Yeah, and Funaki.
What were they? Indeed? That's what it says on there.
No, it's not Indeed.
That's what it says on the thing. Faction. Let me see what that. Kai-en-Tai?
Kai-en-Tai.
Yes.
Kai-en-Tai. Yeah. Oh, we forgot to mention another person that's getting released
Sure. Shoot.
after their contract's up. Shinsuke.
Really? I did not hear that.
Shinsuke is not getting re-signed. I'd love to see him in AEW personally. Personally, I'm rooting for AEW on this one. To have him there for Okada.
That would just be.
Hated that the WWE crowd stopped doing the whoa, whoa, whoa. Like it was the whoa. They stopped doing it. Because when he turned heel, he had the moon.
They do that with everybody.
Stop.
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch
has
as soon
her.
as he changed to the moon.
It was like we went to the moon or whatever the heel turned. It was
Listen.
all BS. Dude.
We were watching, like I said, I was telling Frankie about us watching the new Pope being announced yesterday here at the school. When the guy came out to announce who the new Pope was, everybody was cheered, and as soon as they heard that it was an American, the whole place went dead.
Oof.
The whole place went dead.
Not a good pop.
Dead. It was not a good pop at all. I was like,
he better be coming over here
Crickets.
soon, that guy, dude.
I know.
What if he changes holy water into gravy?
Oof.
Holy gravy.
Like beef
Holy
sauce.
Holy gravy.
no, if he's going to do anything, he's going to turn holy water into Jardiniere.
Yeah.
Oh, he
That
dip
could
your
be that.
baby in Chardonnay.
Or old style.
He's a
What
White Sox
what
fan.
was
He
the
reportedly a
Cubs
Cubs
Saturday
fan.
Night Live bit when he was I baptize you in the name of the Ditka?
Wait, in the name of the buddy? No, he said like in the name of the buddy, the Dicka, and the 46 defense.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Peyton Manning, he stepped in there. He came out as looking like Dicka.
That's
It
how
was
you're
the
gonna
best.
get baptized now. There, at the Vatican.
But
Can't wait.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see where a lot of these released people go from here. I mean, Braun could fall right back in with EC3 and do that whole thing again on the indie
Oh yeah,
circuit again.
control your narrative, or at least control it until you get a job.
Yeah.
That was
But I think his best
game plan
bet,
there.
like I said earlier, Japan. So
I think that could be the case. I think that could be the case for sure. So, well, we'll see how everything unfolds. Come Backlash, and we'll see where maybe some people get employed by the time this gets done airing and all that fun jazz. So, if you're all good,
I'm
Double
good.
D is all good here. No Game Mystic Johnson signing out here today. Thanks again, Frankie, for hopping in there, stepping up where Scotty was taking a little breather. So. He's on holiday. He's back come next week, so we'll be back as well for more BK Dub, more BK Dub, more BK Dub. Take care. We'll see you next week.
This is Bad Karma Wrestling
Give me a hell yeah.
with No Gimmick Nick Johnston
It doesn't matter how you feel.
and David Double D Dykstra.